Hey, I'm Marisa Peer. I've been a therapist for, 30 years. And in my 30 years of therapy, I found the balance of men to women is really extraordinary. 80% of my client base are women, and now I train people all over the world to do what I do, to be an RTT therapist, and more than 80% of our students are women. And so, having worked mostly with women, I've had some very interesting conversations with women who come in and say, I'm just not confident, just don't have enough self-esteem, I feel uncomfortable leading men, I feel uncomfortable telling men what to do. And it's a shame that all over the world, I don't just have these findings from my office, all over the world, the same findings come up over and over again. Women feel less capable than men. Women fear failure far more than men. Women have imposter syndrome more than men. In fact, more than 80% of professional women have imposter syndrome. Less than 40% of professional men have imposter syndrome. And so many women feel, well, I need to be like a man. One of my clients told me long ago, I work in the city, I work in banking, and I can never say, hey, my child is sick, or it's my child's first birthday, or to take my child to the dentist. I'd rather say my car's broken down, the heating sprung a leak. I feel in a man's world I have to have male problems and think like a man to make it. And that's a huge misconception, because when you think like a man, you're forgetting all the great qualities you have as a woman that I think make you in many, many ways better than a man. For instance, women have way more empathy than men. It's why they tend to go into roles like nursing and teaching. But nowadays, you can be anything and you can do anything. But as a woman, you have to really get over this block of, well, I'm a woman in a man's world, I better man up. I've worked with many, many female police officers, female law enforcement officers who said, to make it, I had to become a guy. I had to swear like a man, act like a man, and that's how I got promoted. But I really feel that I sold out. And recently I had a client in my office who was having anxiety attacks and panic attacks, and she said, my boss has given me this amazing job, but I just don't have the balls to do it, to give men instruction. And I thought that was such a fascinating expression. I don't have the balls to tell men what to do. And I said, look, I don't have them either last time I looked, but you don't need testosterone. You don't need testicles to be amazing in business. In America, 30% of businesses are owned by women. And women are bringing something amazing to the table. So why do they fear being a leader? I think it's a cultural thing. We still have that belief, the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. If we see some weird guy doing something awful, we say, well, what kind of mother did he have? We very rarely blame fathers. So let me tell you what makes a leader, so that you can see that as a woman, you can probably be a better leader than a man. Personally, I think that New Zealand is doing so well. They have an amazing female leader. She's young, she's a parent, she's dynamic, she thinks outside the box, and she's a million times better than other places that have leaders who are in their 70s, who are male, who are old-fashioned and indoctrinated. So I want you to think about what you have to offer. And I'm going to tell you some of the things that make a leader incredible, because all you have to do is look at the skills a leader has and think, well, hey, could I get those skills? You see, some people are born with natural leader skills. My father was one of them. And other people think, hey, I wasn't born with that. But that doesn't mean I can't acquire. After all, if you put a lens on your finger and shove it in your eye, that is not natural. In fact, it's extremely unnatural. Putting your finger in your eye means you pull back, your eye waters, it tries to get rid of that foreign object in there. But if you persist in shoving your finger in your eye, it becomes natural. Because you can make anything natural by repetition, including running, lifting weights, even putting a needle in your arm if you're injecting yourself because you have an allergy. First it's unnatural and then it just becomes natural. So natural leaders do a few things that you can do easily. The first thing they do is they tell you what they are good at. They say, I'm the best, I'm extraordinary, this is my gift. Many years ago, my then partner had cancer and he'd found an oncologist. And because I happened to be in this book of the best doctors in Britain, but I'm not a doctor, I said, look, you really need to go to someone who is the best. He said, no, it's great, I've got someone I like. I said, look, just for me, just let me go to see this person. So along we went. And what was so fascinating is his own oncologist looked at his notes and went, oh yes, well, I see you have this cancer and I'm going to do my best. We're going to try this. And if that doesn't work, we can certainly try that. And I will do my best. That is not how a leader talks. When I took him to the best, he looked at the same notes and said, well, luckily for you, I happen to be the best prostate cancer oncologist in Europe, and you are in the best hands, and I'm going to make you better. You're going to do this and that, and you're going to be absolutely fine. You're going to live for another 40 or 50 or 60 years. And my then partner said, well, you know, I have an oncologist. His name is Mr. X. He went, oh, I trained him. He's good. He's not as good as me. And he didn't go, wow, what an arrogant oncologist. He went, oh, I want the best. You see, I've studied all over the world and I found that people who are good will tell you, this happens to be my area of excellence. Give this to me. Nobody can do this better than me. This has my name all over it. And men find it very easy to do that. They find it easy to brag. They find it easy to embellish. But telling people you are the best is not bragging and it's not embellishing. It's simply saying, this is my gift. This is my area of excellence. So natural leaders tell you what they're good at. And then they do something else which is so important. They only have to be good at one thing. They don't say, hey, I'm an amazing chef, I can do feng shui, I'm an interior designer, I'm a doctor, I'm a hairdresser. They're only good at one thing. And many women, because we multitask by nature, we can have the baby on the hip, be making dinner, sending out a list to the grocery store, doing our other kids' homework, because we multitask so naturally, it's wired into us as the primary parent, the primary caregiver, to multitask. We seem to have this block about being good at one thing. But it's really good to be good at one thing. Nigella Lawson said, you know, I'm really good at cooking with my kids. I'm really bad at playing. And she didn't ever pretend, hey, I'm the domestic goddess. I'm a goddess in the playroom. I'm a goddess with my children. She said, in fact, I find that quite hard. I don't actually agree with diminishing yourself, but I do think if you want to be a leader in your business, in your field, tell everybody what you're good at. And then remember, you only have to be good at one thing. A natural leader will say, hey, we've got someone here that is way better than me at this, so let's give them that job. I have somebody called Rosie who works for our company. She is a way better writer than me. I write books. I've written 5 best-selling books, but I give all my writing work to Rosie. I say to everyone, Rosie is an amazing writer, better than me. Give her that work. You see, I don't feel, oh, she's better than me. I need to diminish her, embellish myself, or even pretend I wrote what she wrote. I can allow her to be good at her gift, and I am good at my gift. And here's another thing that natural leaders do that women are far better at than men. Giving specific praise. Hey, today, what I saw you do was X, and you did that so incredibly well. So if you want to be a leader, if you want to really progress in your business, hold your head up high and say, I can do things that men can't do. You must start with these things. They may not be natural, but you can adopt them. You can acquire them. You can make them your own. Just like you can make running your own. Running isn't natural. Pumping weights isn't natural. Many yoga positions are not natural. Juicing isn't natural. But if you get into it, it stops being what you do and it becomes who you are. So first of all, make a decision. I am going to tell people how good I am. And practice. Look and go, hey, there you are. You are the best SEO person in the world. No one is better than you at marketing. You can lead a team better than anyone else in the world. Whatever your business is, say, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. I can say I'm the best therapist in Britain. I won an award and people said to me, hey, I don't think you should say that. Many other therapists approached me and said, I don't think you should go on stage and go, I'm the best, I was voted the best. It's arrogant. And why don't you just say you're amongst the best? I'm like, well, I got an award. No Olympic athlete says I'm amongst the best. Go, hey, I got a gold medal. I won a cup. For this year at least, I'm the best. Muhammad Ali said, I told myself I was the greatest before I even knew I was, and then something amazing happened. I became the greatest. I turned into what I said I was. You see, every thought you think and every word you speak is a blueprint that your mind and body work to make real. The strongest force in you is that you must act in a way that is consistent and matches how you define yourself. So when you go, I'm the best, I'm outstanding, I'm exceptional, I've got a real gift for this, this is what I was meant to do, I was born to do this, this is my purpose on the planet, I am the best at this. When you say that, you expand towards it, and when your mind moves to a new dimension, it never goes back. And by the way, you have no idea. You can't even know what your potential is, because as you move toward it, it expands and it expands again and it expands again. And so you want to always be going into expansion. And when you can say, I'm the best, you expand, you go, well, I'm not bad me. I have good days and bad days. I'm quite good. I'm one of the best. I'm amongst the best. That's okay. But it's not the same as saying, I am the best in my category, in my field, I am the best. Say that with pride. You see, people actually don't find that arrogant. They find it immensely reassuring. When I decided to pay to put my daughter through school, I went to a school I had to pay for. There are many free schools in the UK. And guess what? They said, this school is the best school. We have the highest results. We will take your little child and give you back a rounded, amazing human being, because we're the best. Our science lab is the best. Our drama is the best. Our maths teacher is the best. I didn't go, oh, you know, I don't want that. That's too arrogant. Let me go to something not the best. If you're going to a doctor, you want the best. If you're going to a restaurant, we pay for the best. In fact, everything we pay for, without exception, is because of how it will make us feel. And when a new restaurant gets voted #1, or a hotel or a spa, we go, I want to go there because it's the best. So imagine if you can position you and your business as the best. Clients come to you because you've told them you're the best. You don't need to brag. You don't need to embellish. You need to have this quiet reassurance that radiates from your pores, because reassurance is a wonderful thing for other people. So practice, practice, practice saying, I'm the best. I know what I'm doing. This is my gift. This is my area of excellence. This is what I am outstanding at. Don't diminish yourself. Don't play small. It doesn't serve you. Hold your head up and say, I am the best. After all, if you rang the best restaurant in town and said, why, I'm going to come tonight, is it any good? They wouldn't go, not bad, quite good, all right. They go, well, This happens to be the best restaurant in town. I recently went to somewhere called Six Senses, the best spa in the world apparently. And it absolutely was. They had a reputation to live up to. When they positioned themselves as the best, they went out of their way to be the best because they must live up to their blueprint. So make yourself a blueprint and say, I am the best in my field. I am the best in my area. I'm the best in my town, in my country. Say it until it becomes real. And then remember, you are not a jack of all trades and a master of none. You only have to be good at one thing. And remember all the gifts you have as a woman. You have empathy. You know how to give real, tangible praise to say, what I saw you do today was this. You were so good at this because you have natural skills of empathy, listening, being maternal to staff who need that, being kind, being sympathetic, being empathetic, but also pulling right back and being a boss without ever thinking, I need to act like a man. I find that almost all of my male clients will not go to a male therapist. They feel the male therapist will judge them, won't understand, will look down on them, especially if they have sexual problems. I could never talk about erectile dysfunction or premature ejaculation with a man. I couldn't talk about my failure to find a partner with a man. But with a woman, I feel you can understand me. Many people write to me and say, hey, I feel like you're my mum. And I don't mind that. I think that's a lovely thing that people think I'm their mother, I'm maternal. And you don't have to play that up or play it down. You just have to understand that whatever your business is, no matter how cutthroat, no matter what your business is, you have skills that are better than a man. The multitasking, the empathy, the ability to praise others, but you must massively praise yourself. Remember, you have a praise muscle. And years ago, we looked to our boss to pat us on the back, go, hey, well done, you did a great job. And if you work for yourself, if you have a startup, if you are the boss, there may be nobody to praise you. And I want you to think of a praise muscle. How are you going to build it? Well, you build it by every day praising yourself, by saying, hey, I was really good today. I excelled myself today. I was amazing today. I did something incredible. I handled that client so well. I negotiated that contract so well. Because you can be amazing. And here's something else I find many women do that holds them back. Men are very good at compartmentalizing. In fact, they have a different drawer. Here's the drawer, and that's my home life. That's my kids, that's my wife, and this is work. And when I go to work, I forget about all those drawers and I just focus on work. Women tend to have one drawer with everything in it. They go to work and they're really good, but they're thinking about, oh, my little kid was sick today, I should be at home. My daughter's got a recital, I should be there. Men are able to switch off. Women find it harder. But you can help yourself by saying, when I go to the office and shut the door, I'm 100% a businesswoman. And when I go home, I'm 100% mother. I leave the office in the office when I go home, and I leave home at home when I go to work. I don't need to look at the nanny cam or ring and make sure everything's okay, because I'm completely engrossed in work. But the best thing you can do as a woman, as an executive, as a businesswoman, is empower yourself. And remember, you're being that person because gender inequality is real. But every generation, every year, we are making gender inequality less real. Our daughters and our granddaughters won't have to deal with that because of women like us who are smashing through the glass ceiling, kicking open doors that we are told are closed to us. And be the person who makes gender inequality something of the past, non-existent, thanks to women like you. So here's one thing that I promise you will change your life and make you phenomenal at work. Think about what you'd love to hear. If you had someone praising you, building you up, boosting you, what would they say? Think about it right now. They'd say you're amazing. You're so gifted. You're so talented. You make this look so easy. When I see you running your business, chairing a meeting, negotiating a contract, dealing with staff, I'm so impressed. You see, one of my friends who's head of an amazing company said, people who are amazing make it look so easy. And because they make it look easy, we think it's easy. So I want you to empower you with words. I want you to think right now, this minute, what would you need to hear to be amazing? And then don't ask someone else to put those words in. Give those words to yourself. Put it in the notes of your phone. Write it on a whiteboard. Write it on your computer. Write it on your fridge. Write it on your bathroom mirror, the words you need to hear, and start to say them to yourself every day. I'm amazing. I'm outstanding. I'm gifted. I'm talented. I'm exceptional. I'm phenomenal. You see, your mind doesn't know, and it certainly doesn't care where those words come from. And when you can fill yourself up with those words, they nourish you from the outside in. Women put lotion on their skin when it's a bit dry. We put salve on our lips when it's dry, and we nourish ourselves. But you need to nourish your soul, your very psyche, with empowering words. So don't look for other people to empower you. Don't wait for sales figures or awards to empower you. Think of the words you most need to hear, want to hear, and say them every day. I am the best. You know, I got my very first job on television on a show. I was working with doctors. I was the only woman on this panel. The trainer was a man, the doctor was a man. And because he was a doctor, I held back. A lot of the stuff he was saying I didn't agree with. I knew it was wrong, and yet I felt, well, he's a doctor. I don't want to confront him on television. He might make me look silly. But in my next series, I told my director, he said, no, please confront him, do it. And I did. And I was so glad I did. I took back my power. I stopped seeing him as a male doctor and saw him as a person, a very nice person who was using information that was outdated. I knew better. And I just had to go ahead and say what I knew to be true without worrying about, will he not like me? Will I look stupid? And I just did it, and it was a good thing. Don't wait. Be you. Be the best you can be. Empower yourself. Take on the skills of a natural leader. They may be unnatural. If you do them enough, they become natural. Become capable. Know that you're a success. Forget about imposter syndrome, which is, who am I to do this? Who are you not? If you were given a gift, then you have an absolute need to utilize that gift, to use your gift, to be successful, to be a shining light for other women who can go, well, if you can do it, I can. Be the Oprah Winfrey. Be the Cheryl who wrote Lean In. Be the person, the Reese Witherspoon, the Sandra Bullock, who will direct. Be more than what you think you are. And realize that when you do it, you're empowering all the women coming up behind you, because you're a shining light. And who are you not to be? Don't think, who am I to be this? Think, who am I not to be this? And in holding back, it doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve anyone else. I like the fact that there are hardly any women in therapy who've changed it. There's Erickson, there's Freud, but there really aren't any women there. And that inspired me to be a woman who held up her head and said, I will change the face of therapy. There are women who are changing the face of directing, changing the face of television, changing what happens in the boardroom, putting in pressures, doing things that we need to do. Be one of those, because that's who you're meant to be. Make a decision, become a natural leader, and realize that you're not an imposter. You're here doing something amazing. The quicker you know it, the quicker everyone else will know it too. Remember, the way you feel about anything is down to the pictures you make in your head, the words you say to yourself. Empower you with better words. You'll have a better life. You make your beliefs, and then your beliefs turn around and make you, when you believe you're amazing, unstoppable, and full of confidence and skill and talent. When you believe it, think it, say it, speak it, affirm it, you give everyone around you permission to think exactly the same thing. Do it now.